So I asked her to close her eyes. I asked her to stare at a particular point. Ideally, you will begin with an induction, but because you've already done inductions, I've just jumped into the deepening right now. But when you work with the clients, you will start with an induction and then you will go to deepening. Okay.
Right. So that could be that message overloading kind of thing, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. And then I asked her to observe certain things. So basically, I was asking her to become aware. I began by asking her to become aware of something outside her, which was focusing on a point. And then I moved her awareness inside her. When I asked her to observe her breath, I asked her to observe her eyes, I asked her to observe her throat becoming dry. So this is all awareness. Yeah. The idea is the more the client can become aware, the better it is. The deeper they are connecting with themselves. And because that's one of the definitions of hypnosis that we look at, that hypnosis is about helping clients connect with themselves.
Right.
Next is when I asked her a question that I wanted a feedback for. This was like awareness plus feedback. So I asked her to move her awareness to her hands, notice the sensations in her hands, and then verbalize and tell me what that sensation is. And I also added, whenever she becomes aware of that sensation, she will go deeper in a hypnotic state. So what happens is when the client becomes aware of that sensation, that awareness is again connecting with self. And when they verbalize it, that makes the experience more concrete, which further pushes them into that state.
Okay.
I have a question here. So anytime that I was asked to verbalize, it required effort. Like, so why does it require effort? Like, does that sort of indicate that the person is in a hypnotic state?
It basically indicates the person is in a relaxed state, and because you're using relaxation as a tool, so that means the relaxation suggestions have already been accepted.
Okay.
Okay. Because the moment you start getting relaxed, your body starts becoming a bit heavy.
Okay.
Are we clear till here?
So for feedback, we bring the focus to the hands, verbalize it, and
Right.
then?
That's it. So as you verbalize the feedback, you will note, as you verbalize the feeling, you will notice yourself drifting deeper.
Okay.
And hand is only an example. Huh? You can shift their awareness to their legs, to their head, to whichever part of the body you want to shift it to. Clear? Then I used what we call as loops. The deeper you go, the more you relax, the more you relax, the calmer you feel, the deeper you go. So it's almost like you're creating a downward spiral. Then I told her I'm going to count you down from 5 down to 0. With each count, you can go further deep. Now, when you count down the client, you also generally reduce the pace, the pitch at which you're talking. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. That gives the client an impression that they're going further away, which then means they're going deeper. Then I told her that she will go into, as she's going deeper and deeper, she's going into a space where she feels completely safe, completely comfortable. That is to take care of any other doubts, misconceptions that the client may have, because they've not experienced the process yet. And the safer they feel, the better it is for them. Then I asked her to open her eyes in the middle of the session. Right? So what happens was, the client is here, then you use some deepening techniques, the client has gone further deep, and now you ask the client to open their eyes. They go a bit up as they open their eyes. Every time they close their eyes, they go further deep. So this is like really speeding up the process of deepening. Then once the 1-2-1-2 has been done, the rapid reaction has been done, the eyes actually get very tired. So that is the most appropriate place to do an eye challenge. Already eyes are so tired that the client is not going to make an effort to even open them. And even if they make an attempt, their eyes are so tired that the client is like, छोड़ना अच्छा लग रहा है, मान के तो आंखें बंद करने का बोला है. Then I did progressive relaxation. I used a relaxation where we started with the toe and we went up all the way to the head and all the way down again. But you could do any progressive relaxation that works for you. That's fine. I've seen people doing progressive muscle relaxation. I've seen people doing yoga nidra, whatever works basically. That's okay. Or whatever you're
आपने मेरे
comfortable.
साथ आई चैलेंज किया था?
आपके साथ नहीं किया था because हमने पहले demonstrate करके रखा था तो.
हाँ.
Clear? Then after progressive relaxation, I went quiet. I said I'm going to be quiet for some time. Now, when you are talking to the client has some understanding of time. Kitna der hua hai, because they're listening to you. But when you go quiet, and because the client doesn't know how long have you been quiet for, the client loses track of time. And time is a concept of conscious mind. Therefore, when people say I was in a flow, I was zoned out, or I was in the zone, they don't realize how quickly the time has gone by. Okay? So by creating that silence and making client not be sure of how much time has gone by, you further enhance the deepening state. And I also, before going quiet, I told her, I'm going to ask you to imagine yourself on a staircase after some time. Why did I say this to her earlier?
So that they start assuming even that time itself.
So what happens is when you tell the client, I want you to imagine yourself on top of a staircase, at times the client feels immediately image nahi aa raha hai. So they feel pata nahi kuch ho nahi raha hai. They feel pressured to do it immediately, which at times creates an hindrance. But when I tell a client that in a few moments, I'm going to ask you to imagine this, wo client ka mind is already working towards creating that framework.
Preparedness aa jati.
Correct. Right? So whenever you ask the client to imagine something, and remember we say imagine, visualize, feel or pretend, because a lot of people think imagination has to be visual. And when they can't see the visual, they feel ki acha kuch ho nahi raha hai. So you tell them, imagine, visualize, feel, pretend. Even if you pretend, that's fine for us. Okay. The client actually feels relieved ki haan itna to kar sakta hu. Right? Then I went quiet. Then after some time I said, now whenever you're ready, imagine yourself on top of a staircase. She imagined herself on top of that staircase. Why 20 steps going down? Why going down first?
Because you have to go deep.
Because we have explained to the client a model of mind in which there's a conscious, there's a subconscious or unconscious. So they feel that they have to go somewhere deep down, and therefore staircase going down. Having said that, if you have a client who believes that subconscious is a higher state of awareness, they may actually see a staircase going up, which is okay, doesn't matter. Whether they see a staircase going up or going down, as long as with each step, they feel they are more connecting with themselves, we are good to go. Why 20 steps?
To give some more time.
But why 20?
Maybe. I don't know.
So remember, there is a lot of talk about 21. When you do something continuously for 21 times, 21 days.
To bring the change.
To bring the change, right? I've told her 20 steps, but I did not stop at step 1. I stopped at step 0. So it became 20 plus 1 step for 0. So it becomes 21 steps. So it's like you've gone down 21 steps and you will continue going down now. Why start with your left foot first?
To bring your awareness maybe again.
But why left foot?
Because generally we start with right. Maybe, I don't know.
Because our body is cross-wired, our left part of the body is controlled by the right brain and right part of the body is controlled by the left brain. Right? So when you say starting with your left foot, and generally it's considered that the right brain is the creative part of you and the left brain is the analytical, logical part of you. In our understanding, left part becomes the conscious mind, right part becomes the unconscious. So when you say starting with your left foot first, you're literally telling the right brain, which is the unconscious, it's now your time to take an initiative. You are in charge. So it's a very
Okay.
subtle suggestion to the mind that you are the one who is supposed to take charge now,
Mhm.
right? And therefore left
Okay.
focus. So every word of that process is created for a purpose.
Okay.
Then as the client reaches down the staircase, I use phonological ambiguity. I told her, your body will feel so light as if it were made of light only. Light, light. The same word has been
Mm.
used twice to mean two different things.
Mm. Right.
I did something similar with the future, present. This is a present that will be a present from yourself to
Mm.
yourself, a present that you would love being present to,
Mm.
a present that you will enjoy while you come back to the present. So the word present is actually being used in 3 different contexts.
Mm.
So it gives me an opportunity to reinforce the idea of present over and over again. Clear? This is like repetition, but creative repetition. So that both you and the client are interested in enjoying the process rather than getting bored. Right? Then I asked her to get back in time where she can connect with confidence. Helping people get in touch with emotions, intense emotions, is another way of inducing a deeper hypnotic state. So that's what I use with her now. And then I just took it forward into the future. She had already created the future. She had already created the plan of action. I simply told her that she will be able to remember that and she will know that this is what is happening in her life. And the same thing I did with the plan of action. I started with the future first because I wanted the client to really feel good. And once the client is in future, it becomes a lot more easier to believe कि हाँ टास्क तो मैंने किए ही होंगे, क्योंकि अगर टास्क नहीं किए होते तो फ्यूचर कैसे क्रिएट होता, और फ्यूचर तो क्रिएट हुआ है, वो तो मुझे दिख गया. So you're kind of creating a trance logic, something that makes sense in the moment. Clear? Yes?
Yeah.
Then I woke up the client. Now, in order to wake up, is this clear till here? Before I go up to waking up and so on.
Yes.
Any questions on any of the deepening techniques? And you can use any other process that can help the client connect with themselves. So staircase is one example of imagination. You could use any other imagination process, whatever the client feels comfortable with.
Mhm.
Right? There are times when therapists will ask clients to imagine a beach or a garden. Just check that the client feels safe. They are not afraid of water. Just check that the client doesn't have allergy with gardens or with sand or with dust. Okay. Generally,
So Nitin,
staircase.
one question here.
Huh?
So, sorry to interrupt you. One question here, Nitin. So in this demonstration which you have done, induction process, I believe, was the eye movement, start, stop, those kind of things.
So इसमें मैंने induction
kind
किया
of
ही
a
नहीं है.
message overload as
इसमें
well.
मैं हाँ. So I've done like mini induction with message overload. But apart from that, I have not done the induction in that because you've already practiced that. When you will work with the client and when we do the complete sequence, then I will do the induction, the deepening and everything. But right now I've kind of skipped through the induction.
Okay. 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 तो induction किया नहीं तो फिर hypnosis state
Because you've
हुआ
already
कि
been
नहीं
into
हुआ?
hypnotic state earlier, right? You are not a new client who needs to go into that state. You've experienced it so many times that I just have to tell you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 deep sleep and you may actually end up reaching over there.
I
Mhm.
see. Okay.
Right.